this video, we are going to solve ratio problems using a paint mixture. A certain shade of green paint is made by mixing blue paint and yellow paint in a ratio of 2 to 3. That means 2 parts blue for every 3 parts yellow. Let's start with our strip diagram. We have 2 squares in the blue row and 3 squares in the yellow row. There are 2 equal parts for blue and 3 equal parts for yellow. Now let's use the diagram to solve several problems. For the first one, let's say we use 26 pails of blue paint. And what we want to know is how much yellow paint is necessary. How much yellow paint will we need in order to mix? We know the blue row has 2 squares. Those 2 squares represent 26 pails of blue paint. So each square represents 26 divided by 2, or 13. So each part is 13 pails of paint. And that's true for all of my squares. The yellow row has 3 squares. So the yellow paint amount is 3 times 13, or 39. You will need 39 pails of yellow paint. Notice what we did. We did not just add one more pail because yellow has one more part than blue. Each part is worth 13 pails, so one more part means 13 more pails. This is a place where students often need support. The squares are not always worth 1. They represent equal groups. Next, let's suppose we use 48 pails of the yellow paint. And we want to know how much of the blue is necessary. How many pails of blue paint will we need? The yellow row has 3 squares, and those 3 squares represent the 48 pails of yellow paint. So each square represents 48 divided by 3, or 16. Each part is 16 pails, and that'll be true for all of my parts. So for the blue paint, there are 2 squares in the blue row, and they are each worth 16. That gives us 32. So you will need 32 pails of blue paint. This is the same structure as the first example, but now we started with the yellow row instead of the blue row. As future teachers, it's helpful to ask students, which row do we know? Then, how many squares are in that row? Then, what does one square represent? Those questions help students organize their thinking. Let's look at another one. Let's suppose we want to make 125 pails of green paint, the mixture of the blue and yellow. How many blue and how many yellow pails do we need? So we have 2 answers this time. This time we are not told the blue amount or the yellow amount. We are told the total amount. The ratio is still 2 to 3. Blue has 2 parts, yellow has 3 parts. So together, a total mixture will have 2 blue and 3 yellow for a total of 5 equal parts. So the 5 squares together represent 125 pails. Each square will then be 125 divided by 5, which is 25. That tells me that each square is 25 pails. Now, blue has 2 parts. They're each worth 25, so a total of 50. Yellow has 3 parts, each worth 25 for a total of 75. So to make 125 pails of green paint, you need 50 pails of blue paint and 75 pails of yellow paint. We can double check. 50 plus 75 is 125, and the relationship is still 2 parts blue for every 3 parts yellow. This example shows the third type of ratio problem. We know the total amount and need to find the parts. Let's summarize what we did. If we know the blue amount, divide by 2 to find one part. If we know the yellow amount, divide by 3 to find one part. And if we know the total amount, we divide it by 5 to find one part. Then multiply by the number of parts needed. You are doing excellent work. The strip diagram gives us a reliable way to solve without guessing.